Okay, this is Eric Norris, co-host of SLC Punkcast, and welcome to Live and Wired. And on this week, we will be covering a lot of shows that will be coming up from now until the 22nd of March, so all of next week. If you haven't heard of these shows, well, now you can plan for them. Though I do have to prelude this show with the fact that I went to a couple. I went to a couple, not just in the same week, but in the same night. And so, yeah, we will get into that with Tales from the first show that I went to go see the Fellowship Hall. And I got there pretty late because I was working a pretty fucking brutal day. I was working my main job and then my side job, which pretty much took me 13 hours to complete, so I didn't get there until like half of the bands had played. And so I got there, I think Hurtado was playing, and they were pretty chill indie music, but they did have a bit of a heavy edge. It was sort of it kind of felt like when emo music gets a little on the heavy side. Yeah, but I don't know what the band name was. I'm pretty sure it was Hurtado if I'm going by the by how the bands are lined up on the flyer. As you can see, Hurtado is the second to last band on there, or second from the top, so by that logic should be the second to last band that is played. But don't quote me on that. Either way, whatever band that you see on there, Windstock or Infinite Coachella, they were great. And Backhand, holy shit, those guys put on one hell of a show. I tell you, those four guys, the Owens brothers, they just absolutely kill it. And the crowd they bring out, the people they attract, like, people are showing up for those guys. And it was a packed room. It was a packed dance floor, and everyone was moving. Everyone was going crazy. Everyone was having a good time. And, oh man, I even got some pit time a little bit. I took my friend, who is shorter than me, and me and him, and I piggybacked him for a minute. It was pretty funny. Oh man, it was great. Just Backhand has so much energy. They are just such a fun band. And I even went up to their singer, Chris, afterwards and told him that he looked like Edmund Kemper, the serial killer. And so, I don't mean this to be a slander on you. I'm not saying you act like him, but you look like him. Because Ed Kemper, if you guys are familiar with your serial killer history, is an incredibly tall individual, and he is a guy with a very round face. He's heavily built, he's pretty big, and he has a pretty prominent mustache. And on top of that, his eyeglasses. The man's eyeglasses, he looked like the spitting image of Ed Kemper. Yeah, right down to his eyeglasses. It was pretty funny. Yeah, it was a good show. Just such a great show. And then my friend who I was with, he said, "Hey, is there anything going on at Aces?" Well, fuck, let me check. So I looked up on Aces' site. Of course, it's a Friday night. Yeah, of course there's a show going on at Aces High. And that included Captain Daniels, and I couldn't tell you which other bands were on there. Well, okay, I will tell you, as it was listed, it was Captain Daniels and the Sunnybrook Sailors, along with Drollbox, Dolly, and Tycoon Machete. And much like the last show, I only caught the last two. And I don't know who was the band that played before Sunnybrook. Meaning that it could have been either one of those bands that are listed, but I have checked all of their socials, all their Instagrams, and none of them looked like the people that were performing that night. It was really weird. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you the name of the band that I saw. All I know is that two of the members, the guitarist and the bassist, were from a trio from back in the day called Baby Ghosts. That's how I recognized them. And Baby Ghosts, a pretty awesome band. I saw them over a decade ago, and I don't know what either of them have been doing since, but hey, at least I've been keeping busy with this band. I want to say it was Drollbox, and it could very well be. Yeah, if you guys have information on that, I probably should have fact checked with Parker before this. Like, hey, who was the band that you played with? But anyway, whatever they were awesome. Like, pretty much had some psych rock edge to them with like with a bit of Riot Girl attitude. At least the lead singer was like, she was just belting out those vocals, Kathleen Hanna style. It was really good. It was a nice mix to hear. Yeah, it was a nice mix to hear. And if only I could remember what their name was. And yeah, Captain Daniels, fucking awesome. It's just, they have always put on a great show. And Parker, that man, how he can shred on that fucking mandolin is beyond me. Like, that is some intricate finger placement. And yeah, that's pretty much what the summation of that show was. It was a fun night all around. Like, after working a 13-hour day on my 2 jobs, I went to 2 shows right after that. I'm a fucking beast. I guess it's prepping me up for the slew of shows that will be coming up in the spring and the summer, and of course punk rock bowling. That's gonna be a hell of a time. So yeah, that is Tales from the Pit. Now for the shows that are coming up. Well, on the 14th, tonight, we have SWAG, which stands for Sewage, Waste, and Girls. And My Girl Has a Gun, and P.S. Destroy This. That will be at the Fairyland. It's $10, and starts at 6 p.m. And on the 15th, War Machine, Forever War, and Knife Point will be playing up at Black Lung Society in Ogden. That's going to be $15, starts at 7 p.m. But also on the 15th, for all you old schoolers out there, the famous mathcore band Coalesce will be coming to Salt Lake. I cannot remember the last time these guys have ever played a show here. Unfortunately, I will be out of town, so I won't be able to catch this show. But for those of you that are going to be around in the Valley on the 15th, there's Coalesce. They'll be playing with Ryle and the Odolith. That'll be at the Beehive, $20 to enter, and it starts at 7 p.m. And then on your St. Paddy's Day, yes, we're going to celebrate St. Paddy's Day with Cudney, Quinn and the Brain, and the Bombshell Flowers and Hoodoo Mama at the DLC. It will be there. It will be $10 to enter, and it will start at 7 p.m. However, if you're looking for a cheaper show and one that's all ages, not at a bar, then come on down to Slug Localize. This month will feature Fight the Future, P.S. Destroy This, Venus Death Trap. That will be at Kilby Court. It's only $5 to enter, and it will be starting at 8 p.m. Come check it out. Okay, that was my terrible Irish accent, but those are all the shows that are coming up in the next week. Yeah, next week is going to be, the week after that is going to be pretty fucking loaded. Actually, hold on. Is my timeline correct? Oh, never mind. There are a couple more. As if the next week wasn't loaded enough. Sure. Let's keep going. March 18th, Russian Circles and Pelican be playing at Metro. That is $37. However, if you buy your tickets from Grey Whale, and I don't mean buy the tickets, like you buy something worth $20 or more, then they will throw in the ticket for free. So that's a pretty sweet deal. And the same goes for this show on March 20th, which is Agnostic Front, Murphy's Law, and Violent Way. Boy, what a lineup. What a lineup. Agnostic Front, I've seen them about 5 times, 6 times or so. They are always awesome. Like over 40, almost 50 years old, and they are still just bludgeoning the entire world. Classic New York hardcore. Murphy's Law, yep, they've been around almost the same amount of time and making all the fucking hardcore kids laugh. I saw them play once with Sick of It All way back in 2017 or 2018 or 2019, somewhere around there. And god damn it, Jimmy G, he is fucking so hilarious. He is one of the best hardcore frontmen. Just based on it, I mean, he turns a hardcore show into a stand-up act. He is fucking great. So yeah, you got two of the funniest men in New York hardcore on the same tour. The other one being Vinny from from Agnostic Front. And Violent Way, we saw these guys. Me and Dustin saw these guys in Houston a few months ago when we went to go see Mike McColgan do his tribute to Dropkick Murphys' Do or Die. And Violent Way, they weren't the most energetic band, but they were the best sounding band. And all my skinhead friends are super excited that they are coming up here. This is like their first time up to Salt Lake, if I'm not mistaken. So this is going to be a badass show. Yeah, and that'll be at Urban Lounge starting at 6 p.m. And yeah, like I said, if you buy $20 worth of material at your nearest Gray Whale, then you will get a ticket to this show. So yeah, get on that. Also on the 20th, Bolt Cutter, Forced to Suffer, Misery Whip, Impact, and Recidivist, few, are going to be playing at Black Lung Society. That's a $20 show starting at 7 p.m. Okay, so yeah, the next week is going to be loaded up as fuck for, well, definitely for me, because I'm planning on hitting at least 3 of those shows. I'm definitely going to try and hit Russian Circles and Agnostic Front. And meanwhile, I will be, on the 14th, I will be over in the Bay Area at 924 Gilman Street watching Comeback Kid playing their Wake the Dead 20th anniversary show. I don't know how else to word that properly. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be an awesome show. Comeback Kid was one of the first hardcore bands I ever started listening to, and Wake the Dead's one of my most favorite hardcore albums ever. That's definitely my favorite of theirs. It is a solid record, a fucking absolutely important record to me. And yeah, I can't wait to hear some of these songs played. That's a nice thing about them doing these sort of legacy tours or anniversary tours, that you get to hear the songs that they never fucking play live. So yeah, like I'm excited to hear False Idols Fall, to hear Falling Apart, to hear Final Goodbye, to hear all those fucking songs. All of those fucking songs is gonna be it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. And also my first time going into 924 Gilman Street, which is amazing to me because we all know that that's such a legendary venue where a lot of those Bay Area bands like Rancid and Green Day and AFI got their start. Like that was their CBGBs, and it's still standing to this day. It's going to be awesome being within those walls. Going to be fucking great. So anyway, all of my Bay Area compadres, I will see you out there. That's going to be a brutal show. And it's going to be a brutal week for me. I'm going to be, I'm going to be coming apart at the seams by this time next week. And a lot of tales from the pit coming from me, I tell you. So anyway, guys, that is all for me. That is my segment of Live and Wired. Dustin, going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Eric. And now in no particular order, as per usual, we're going around the world. I'm going to start with this weekend. I'm in LA. So if you're in LA, shit, hit me up. I ain't even doing anything today, Friday, the day you're probably seeing this, or if it's after that. I'm still there over the weekend, not leaving until Sunday morning. But there's some shows going on. There is a kickoff show that's happening as I'm recording this, but I'm going to throw it in here anyway. You can see the LA Punk Invasion kickoff show for Thursday, featuring the Erections, Hat Tricker Skeptics, Beton Army, Crux, Best, No Time, Dick Spikey, Broken Cups. Make sure you go check that out. That is Thursday the 13th. Definitely a loaded lineup on the 14th. That show sold out. This show sold out Friday the 14th with Lion's Law. This one's at Characters in Pomona, Rally Cry 1983, 21 Gun Salute, and Slugger on that one. And then as you can see, the main flyer, it's outdated in the sense that the Partisans aren't going to be there. 999 aren't going to be there. bummed out because those were two I really wanted to see. If I was only wanting to see them, I guess I'd be super bummed. I know for sure the partisans wasn't their fault. They were waiting on the U.S. government to get them their visas, and it just didn't get there in time. They had to back out. But there are so many other killer bands there that, yes, I'm bummed out. I don't get to see those, but I'm just going to be happy about all the rest. And you can see all throughout that killer-looking flyer that we got going on there. So make sure you go check that one out. Next up, our pals in the Attack on Friday, March 14th at Holy Diver in Stockport, UK. They will be with Kicked in the Teeth, another killer band. So if you're in the UK, I know they're doing more shows, but that's a cool flyer. Make sure you go check them out. Next up, we've got New York Hounds. I believe this is in California as well. Friday is the New York Hounds are at that festival, the LA Punk Invasion that I'm going to be at, and so are some of these other bands. But they will be there with Section Hate, Skinhead, Castillo, Problem, Ingrates. It's at 1720 Warehouse. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but I'm sure it's somewhere in Southern California. But it's $20, 8 p.m. Go check out the Hounds. Next up, if you're in Southern California and you're not going to be at the festival I'm at, well, you could be at this festival here. Lucky Punks on Saturday the 15th. This is in Silverado, California, which is Oak Canyon Park. You get to go see Bad Religion, Dead Kennedys, the Aquabats, Lagwagon, Street Dogs, The Defiant, The Briggs, Hoist the Colors, Pulley. Great stuff there, so go check that one out. Next, Street Punk Riot Fest Volume 7. This is in Bratislava on March 21st and 22nd. Some of the bands you will see: Templars, The Chisel, The Young Ones, Lazy Class, Collapse, Rimdeek. Just played them for the first time. They're fucking awesome, by the way. And Tavoy Postoi. That band I'm less familiar with. All the rest very familiar with. OiRebels.com down there on the bottom if you need more details. Next up, coming at us already, as of March 13th today, Pittsburgh, they kicked off Agnostic Front, Murphy's Law, Violent Way, Liberty and Justice. Looks like they'll be doing a couple of those Texas shows, so make sure you get there. I already have my ticket for Salt Lake right there in the middle on March 20th at Urban Lounge. But as you can tell, they have a loaded going from Pittsburgh all the way out here out west, back through Texas, back all the way up into New York through April 6th. Go follow any of those bands, Agnostic Front, NYC. I'm excited to see all of them, but go check them out if you need more details on where to get tickets. But that looks like that's going to be a lot of fun. The New York Blood Tour. Next, this one is probably in Basque area. I don't read Basque, and so I'm not that familiar with some of the cities, but nonetheless, you see the web address up there, www.iparagirok.com. Arena 6, Nyalta Fula, Akira Okera, REO, all fantastic bands. You can probably go find all of them over on Tough Ain't Enough Records, too. Loaded lineup, and this is March 15th. That's this weekend if you're going to be over there in southwestern Europe. Go check it out. So 12 to 14 euros to get in. Some of that I don't understand because I don't understand Basque, and I can't do the copy and paste. I don't have time to do that, but the flyer's cool, band's cool. If that's where you're going to be, make sure you go check them out. On March 19th, Lead Spirit from Omaha, Nebraska. They are going to be playing at SBC in Atlanta, playing with Nemesis, Inner Shell, Different Perspective. It's an all-ages hardcore show. No alcohol, 7 p.m., $10. Pay what you can. SBC. Go check that out. Love the flyer as well. Go check out Lead Spirit coming at you from Omaha, Atlanta. Then here in, when I say here, I mean the States. That last one was the States. I believe this is this Southern California? There we go. It's Long Beach. Supply and Demand in Long Beach. Get to see Mess, Castillo, SOH, Fantasy Lane. I need to familiarize myself with SOH, Fantasy Lane, and Handpay for that matter. Cool bands. You can get tickets at Eventbrite. Doors are at 2, and this is on March 16th. This is a matinee. Go get the matinee. It's 21 and older, unfortunately, for you youngsters, but still a great lineup. Then Pie O My Day, our pals in Italian Blood, on the 14th. That is Friday the 14th. They'll be playing with the Blanks, Paperback Tragedy, and Coffee with Lions. So go check out our pals, Italian Blood Punk Rock, over on Instagram if you want more details on that. Love the flyer, by the way. That's pretty fantastic. And we are going to wrap it up with an all-ages show as a part of pre-punk LA Punk Invasion. Why not throw this one in? Friday the 14th. I don't know if this one was sold out. All the other ones were sold out. I'll have to look this one up. It's at Regent Theater. Oh, wait, maybe this one was the one that was already sold out. Yeah, I think this one was sold out. Never mind. But it's going to be cool nonetheless if you get to go. The Virus, SCRS, Knife's Edge, All Out Attack, Hard Knocks with Major Accident. Fucking awesome. It's great. Hopefully you are going to get to a show in the next week or so, just like me. Eric, as you know, he was phoning it in because he is on his drive to Northern California to go see Comeback Kid. Thank you, everybody. If there's flyers you would like us to talk about and post on here, please let me know. I will definitely do so. And until the next time,